In this episode of Walking Tours, I will explore how you can transfer between Raffles Place and Clarke Quay MRT stations. By taking the north-south line from Raffles Place to Dhoby Ghaut and then the north-east line from Dhoby Ghaut to Clarke Quay, the shortest train journey would take at least 11 minutes and an adult fare of up to $1.05. This pair of stations involves the oldest set of MRT stations yet, where a walking transfer stands to be competitive to taking the train, requiring a walk of slightly over 600 meters. At this distance, the MRT walking map estimates that the journey could be made in just 10 minutes. Let's see how close this projected duration is to the real deal. The journey begins by taking the escalators at the northern end of the station, with me steadily making my way to the street level. This leads straight to Exit B, which is one of the two exits leading to Raffles Place Park, right in the heart of the financial centre of Singapore. Here, I make a right turn and gradually move closer to the sidewalk of Battery Road by cutting under one Raffles Place to reduce the displacement and hence the time required to travel the same distance at the same speed. Though by the time I made it to the sidewalk, Battery Road will have continued into Chulia Street. UOB Plaza, a skyscraper housing the United Overseas Bank, would lie just across the street on the right. Here, I reached the intersection of Market Street with Chulia Street, and thankfully the traffic light turned in my favour after just a few seconds. After passing Capita Spring, a short distance away lays an unnamed access road. You may notice some dotted red markings indicating that we are on shared paths, which counts as a form of bike lane in Singapore. Oh, and now it's time to cross Phillip Street. Ahead of me, on my left, is OCBC Centre, the skyscraper housing the Overseas Chinese Banking Corporation. You may notice at this point that the street on our right has suddenly widened and turned bidirectional, and that is because I have now transitioned to South Canal Road. Across the road lies plenty of preserved shophouses, which can get pretty lively with bars, pubs, restaurants, and bistros, some of which operate into the wee hours of the morning. In fact, there used to be a dedicated bus stop right across on North Canal Road, which operated night rider bus services to serve that crowd. Doesn't exist anymore though, too bad. Now I cross Synagogue Street and go past this building with no windows and very unwelcoming, protected place and no unauthorized photography and videography signs, which is something I am doing right now. Singtel's Pickering Operations Complex lays right behind that building. Just a little more and I have to cross George Street and go past 1 George Street, yet another one of the many office towers here. Well, here's a traffic light that I have to cross at the intersection of South Bridge Road and North Canal Road. Time will be spent waiting here. An alternative without traffic lights would involve me following the southern banks of the Singapore River, though that would require walking a longer distance, which likely negates the time savings of waiting at the traffic lights. So, after crossing South Bridge Road, I find myself next to a little car park, adjacent to the Krita Ayer Neighborhood Police Post, a type of mini police station in Singapore. This one, in particular, is housed in what used to be a post office, built in 1908. After passing the NPP, I would divert away from the sidewalk as I enter Hong Lim Park for a slightly more direct journey to Clarke Quay MRT station. Within this park lies the Speaker's Corner, currently the only place in Singapore where public demonstrations can be held legally without a license. The Hong Lim Park links seamlessly with Exit A of Clarke Quay MRT station. Well, there's a mildly long walkway that lays ahead, but the station is not far from here. After 12.5 minutes, I have now entered Clarke Quay MRT station. The platform is not far from here. With that, we have come to the end of this episode of Walking Tours. This is Transit Evolution, signing off.